Hello everyone. In this presentation, we will learn about universal adult franchise and the electoral system of India. We will understand how elections are conducted, who gets the right to vote, and the important role of different institutions in making elections free and fair. By the end of this lesson, you will have a clear idea of how India's democratic system works. Let's get started. Universal adult franchise means that every Indian citizen who is 18 years of age or older has the right to vote. Everyone's vote is treated equally no matter their religion, caste, gender, education, or financial background. This principle is protected by our Constitution under Article 326. It helps ensure that every citizen has a voice in choosing the government and strengthens democracy. Elections give people the opportunity to choose leaders who will represent them in government. They also make governments responsible and answerable to the citizens. Elections allow power to change hands peacefully without violence or conflict. In this way, they encourage people to participate in democracy and make their opinions count. The Election Commission of India is an independent body responsible for conducting elections across the country. Its main aim is to ensure that elections are free, fair, and transparent. It prepares the voters' list, announces election dates, and supervises the entire voting process. It also declares the final election results after the votes have been counted. The election process begins when eligible citizens register themselves as voters. Candidates then contest the elections and campaign to explain their ideas to the public. On election day, people cast their votes using the electronic voting machine or EVMs. Finally, the votes are counted and the candidate who receives the highest number of votes is declared the winner. Electronic voting machines make the voting process faster, simpler, and more accurate than paper ballots. Along with the EVM, a VVPAT machine displays a paper slip showing the candidates chosen by the voter. This helps voters confirm that their vote has been recorded correctly. The slip is stored safely and can be used later if verification is needed, making the process more transparent. The Model Code of Conduct is a set of rules issued by the Election Commission before election begins. It guides the behavior of political parties and candidates during the election periods. These rules prevent unfair practices such as bribery, misuse of government resources, and hate speech. By following these guidelines, elections remain free, fair, and peaceful. After the votes are counted, the candidate with the highest number of votes wins the election in that constituency. The political party or group of parties that wins the majority of seats forms the government. Its leader becomes the prime minister at the center or the chief minister in a state. This process ensures that the government reflects the choice made by the people. The State Election Commission conducts elections for local bodies such as panchayats and municipalities. It works independently within each state to ensure that these elections are conducted fairly. Local elections are important because they help people participate in governing their own communities. Whenever necessary, the State Election Commission also works with the Election Commission of India. India's parliament has two houses, the Lok Sabha and the Rajya Sabha. Members of the Lok Sabha are chosen directly by the people through elections. Members of the Rajya Sabha are elected indirectly by the elected members of the state legislative assemblies. Together, these two bodies make laws for the country and represent both the people and the state. India is divided into 543 constituencies, and each constituency elects one member of parliament to the Lok Sabha. Citizens vote directly for their representatives using universal adult franchise. India follows the first past the post system, which means that candidate with the highest number of votes wins, even if they do not receive more than half of the total votes. The party or coalition that wins the most seats form the central government. Unlike the Lok Sabha, the Rajya Sabha is elected indirectly. The elected members of the state legislative assemblies vote to choose its members. The Rajya Sabha is known as the permanent house because it is never dissolved, and one third of its members retire every 2 years. These elections use the single transferable vote system. The President of India is not elected directly by the people. Instead, an electoral college votes to elect the president. This electoral college includes elected members of parliament as well as elected members of the state legislative assemblies and certain union territories. The election is conducted through a secret ballot. The Vice President of India is also elected indirectly. However, unlike the President's election, only the members of both houses of parliament takes part in the voting. State legislatures do not participate in this election. The voting is conducted through a secret ballot to maintain confidentiality and fairness. This brings us to the end of our presentation on universal adult franchise and India's electoral system. I hope this lesson has helped you to understand how elections are conducted in India and why they are so important in a democracy. Thank you for your time and attention.